Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Jay from Keeping It Real, your arbiter of gaming news and commentary, hitting you off with a studio production video where you know this is your channel, where all gamers' voices are heard. With your boy Jay, always dropping the word. Keeping them other gaming YouTubers like, what you heard? And where you always know, we always keep it all the way real. So what's going on, everybody? I just want to thank you all for checking out my studio production video today. And today, man, is going to be an interesting video I wanted to do on Digital Foundry. So our good old friends, or lack thereof, at Digital Foundry has done a interesting video that for once is them basically doing their job, man. Because as we know, Digital Foundry, when it comes to the technical stuff, yeah, they're great. They'll do what they gotta do. But when it comes to a lot of their own personal opinions, they lean all the way over the Sony side. And they're good at doing that, man, when it comes to their personal opinions about stuff. But when it comes to their tech, analyzing tech and analyze its capabilities, you know, there's not too many better places than Digital Foundry. So, man, there was a video that they did on 4K assets, and I wanted to go ahead and break that down in layman's terms for those of you that don't speak tech, man, or don't speak smarty-arty, you know, technical language. Wanted to just kind of break it down so guys can kind of understand what it means for Xbox and what it just means for the gaming industry moving forward in regards to resolution, in regards to 4K textures. There's a lot of misunderstandings. We know that recently, man, IGN in perfect biased media fashion tried to use the great fact of Microsoft adding 4K assets to the Xbox X as if it was something bad by saying, oh, they're going to force you to have 4K assets even if you don't need it. And that's some BS, because obviously it's for the Xbox X. It's not being forced on people who have a Xbox S or anything like that. It's only going to be something that's going to be on the Xbox X. So we know that, but you know, this is the type of stuff you get from biased media that just wants to paint anything Microsoft does as good as somehow it's something bad. But you know, I digress. So, man, I wanted to break down some things in this, and obviously what is great about this video with Digital Foundry is they do a lot of comparison, what you could get with 4K assets and what you can get with the resolution of 4K versus the resolution of, you know, 1080p or 720. And they're showing some of the comparisons between if you take 1080p and if you were to have a 1080p stream and then you were to have that stream with 1080p with higher texture pixels, and what that would look like with 4K assets, even on a 1080p screen. So they draw these comparisons of what we could be looking out for when we have an Xbox X, and even if you have a 1080p TV, you're going to get a high graphical fidelity because the textures are going to be of high texture quality. And they draw those comparisons so we could really see what's going to be the difference on the Xbox X, even if you don't have a 4K panel. So now, of course, if you have a 4K panel, you're going to get the best of what you can possibly get. But for those of us who doesn't have it, what you could be looking out for. And also what they do a great thing of doing is showing the difference of what we're going to pretty much be seeing on the Pro versus the Xbox X. Because they talk about, you know, things like checkerboarding and just the things like, you know, the difference is that the Pro doesn't have 4K assets. They break that down that it doesn't. Now we all know that. For those who don't know, yeah, the Pro doesn't have 4K assets, and it's not gonna have 4K assets. The thing is like I keep telling people, and this is a shame that, you know, this is not covered more on the gaming media, is that the PS4 Pro was never really made to be a 4K machine. That is pretty obvious. It was really made to support the VR and be a slight upgrade to the PS4 Pro, and that's pretty much it. It was never made to be a 4K machine. It only became a so-called 4K machine when the Scorpio was announced, and that is yet another symptom of what Sony does, to be very reactive to what happened. They don't innovate, they just react to what Microsoft does, and it's really a shame, because that's what led to the Pro being a half step. Not having a 4K Blu-ray player, not being able to, you know, have a steady 60 frames per second, and in some cases just not, you know, developers not even really be able to maximize development on it. I mean, if you think about the Pro, it came out with next to no support, and developers scratching their head about, okay, what the hell we're going to do with this thing. Now, a lot of that was just because they didn't take their time to actually try to get out a quality piece of hardware. And that's the problem with reactive stuff. I mean, they're just trying to rush things out the door and do things just because they feel they can. And I think that's the sad reality to it. You know, look at their E3. They just basically, they're so comfortable and content. They just threw out the same E3 that they threw out last year. And I guess for them that's okay, because they just feel like, well, they can do whatever they want. And that's the problem when they get so complacent. You know, that's the problem when they're reactive. They don't innovate, you know, and they feel that's what needs to stop. And I would say that for any gamers, you don't want to see that, because, you know, in my opinion, Sony is going down a road that is completely and utterly anti-consumer, and completely and utterly a road where it won't lead to great things when it comes to innovation, when it comes to pushing the gaming industry forward. And that's a problem, because we really need all these companies doing things to independently push the gaming industry forward. And unfortunately right now that's not happening with Sony. And it's kind of, we can't really put it up to the gaming media, because as you can see, you know, they're just going to do whatever that's going to make them money. That's all they care about. And it's going to really be up to the gamers, because the gamers are the ones with the love of games in their heart. Not the media, not even a lot of these corporations. They're more just about, well, whatever game or whatever hardware that can produce them money. It's really us as gamers. We're the ones that really have the love and the compassion for games. So it's really up to us to really push, you know, the companies who are anti-consumer or who are not moving the gaming industry forward. We need to really be on their butts, man, holding their feet to the fire. And the ones who are doing a great thing, we need to be celebrating them and saying that's great, giving them a pat on the back. And I see a lot of that not really happening, because people are playing favoritism about, well, whatever team they're on. And that's the problem, man. It's this whole gaming war thing, or, you know, I'm team Xbox or I'm team PlayStation. And that's the problem, man. You just need to be team gamer, period. And when you do it that way, you're going to notice that way is the way that you're always going to be happy, because you're not going to sell yourself short by not getting a game just because it's exclusive to another console. You're not going to sell yourself short by, you know, not benefiting from the best that you can possibly have just because it's on the other side. You know, those are the type of things that just sells you short as a gamer, and you really need to think about, is that the place where you want to be? If you're really just about games, why would you want to be in a place like that? So yeah, man, that's my video on this. It's if you really think about it, I want you guys to check out this Digital Foundry video yourself. When it comes, it's about 4K assets and why we need them, and see what you think. Hit me up in the comment box, tell me what you think. All right, man, until the next time. This is Jay. I'm always keeping it real, and I'm gone.